gmail.com. On a Monday morning, it's turned into a very, very nice Monday morning, and it's 8:47. In the studio with us this morning, Alan Fiechuk and Hunter Overdorff, as we talk about the Historical and Genealogical Society of Indiana County. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Todd.
It's good to have you both with us here today as we talk about events that the Historical and Genealogical Society has going on. And, well, Alan, what's the next big one?
So our next big event is coming up on October 21st at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be a lantern tour through the Indiana Borough. So tours leave the Armory at the Historical Museum there every 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Tours are approximately 40 minutes in length, then they cover approximately a mile in length. So you can come at 6:30, you can come later. They are running. Our last tour will leave at 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And just so everybody knows, space is limited for those. So we do ask people to RSVP on our website or by calling the Historical Society. Our website's hgsic.org. Mm-hmm. Our phone number is 724-463-9600. We will be accepting walk-ins that night. We'll just place them in the next available seating spot. And I'm joined this morning by Hunter Overdorff, one of our tour guides for that evening. So I'll let him talk a little bit about what the tour will include.
Hunter, what are we going to see that night?
Absolutely. So this tour is going to focus on some of Indiana County's historical sites, some that still exist and are buildings that are alongside Wayne Avenue, South 6th Street, Church Street, and some of them are no longer erected in Indiana County. They've since been demolished or have been covered up or destroyed. But we're going to talk about a lot of the important people who helped found Indiana County. One of them is the Harry McCreary Hall here, so he was very integral in having his tire shop as well. So we're going to be focusing a lot of the historical figures, very family-friendly, very kid-friendly as well. A lot of times kids learn about national history or Pennsylvania history. This is a great opportunity to learn about local history, as Alan did a lot of research here looking into some of the buildings that are important to Indiana County's longstanding history here. So we're looking forward to having a lot of families come out that evening and look at some of the stuff that we have to show off here.
So a lot of things that are and things that were.
Absolutely. The borough's full of a lot of history, and again, some of those buildings that were instrumental in building this community up have long since been demolished, but they still have some importance to the community. I believe on Church Street at one time there was a roller rink on Church Street back in the late 1800s. So some of those things that we may not realize were here that actually shaped the community for fun and leisurely activities.
Yeah, where was the roller rink?
It was, there was skating. It was, I believe, right where that Verizon building is behind the post office. Uh-huh. Yeah. So big hall there.
There you go. Probably not a whole lot of people that went skating there if that was the 1880s.
I don't believe so, no. Yeah. But they may have heard stories from their relatives or something.
Their great-grannies.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where great-grandma met great-grandpa.
That's right.
So family history integrated into this as well, then.
Yeah, well, sure. Because Indiana County, you say some of the names. You mentioned the name McCreary. That's a very famous name here in Indiana County. And there are a bunch of names that people see on buildings or hear about foundations for this family or that, and this is a chance for us to meet the originators of those names and of their fame here in Indiana County.
Absolutely. As the county seat, this is where a lot of people were kind of settled at here in the county in the earlier times here. So this is where a lot of the original buildings were, where the historical names that we associate Indiana County with. So it's a great opportunity to actually learn about those, and if you're related to them, some great family history in that as well.
There you go. In that case, folks might actually bring something to the event.
Absolutely. And, because these tours are short in nature, we can't give you a full history of every single property, every single building. But if you hear something that piques your interest or you want to learn more about, we have all the information at our historical library at the museum that you're more than welcome to come and learn more about that.
Mm-hmm. So how many guides do you have involved?
So we have 3 tour guides leaving every 15 minutes on October 21st. They will be dressed in historical garb, leading you by lantern light. So it'll be a neat little event for people to come out
So
to.
this is a walking tour.
This is a walking tour. So we being able to walk, like I said, approximately a mile in length. So that evening, come out, make sure you're wearing your walking shoes, and something comfortable.
And you said the walks actually begin at 6 o'clock?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
So
yep.
It's almost dark at 6:30 now. It's certainly at 6:30 by that time.
Absolutely.
By the end of the month. It's certainly going to be that way. It's going to be dark at the time.
Absolutely. And with the tour starting at the Historical Museum, we do invite people to come. We do have a new exhibit up, the Colonial Homestead exhibit, other exhibits there. And your final stop for the evening will be at the historic Silas M. Clark House on our property. And our program committee has done a wonderful job of decorating the home for the fall and Halloween season. So we invite you to take a look inside the home. There'll be guides there in the house to answer any questions there as well. And what's one of our programs without some refreshments? We're going to have apple cider and some sugar cookies available in the armory.
There you go. Make it into a real nice night.
Absolutely.
And Hunter, as you said, for folks who have an interest in Indiana County history and want to get their kids interested as well, this is a good place to start.
Absolutely, yeah, because like I mentioned, you don't learn too much about your local history here, and I want to say that the Historical Society is Indiana County's best-kept secret here. And we'd like to invite a lot of families out, so we're really pushing for this event here to come to fruition here. It takes a lot of moving parts to get events like this to come together. Alan has done a lot of research with this to get some of the sites here that we're going to be visiting. We really map this out. We have myself as a irregular volunteer here to really help make these events come together. So I think it's going to be a great time there. Hopefully the weather cooperates with us. So I'll have to check my farmer's almanac to make sure we have no rain that evening then.
I actually have a bunch of those back there I'm supposed to be giving away, and I keep forgetting to bring them out. So, we'll check the weather forecast, try to get a really nice night for you. Again, Alan, the date is?
The date is October 21st. Mm-hmm. It's a Saturday evening at 6:30. We'll be meeting at the Historical Museum in the Old Armory Building at 621 Wayne Avenue. And tours will leave every 15 minutes, and we do ask, if you plan on coming, please RSVP. Since space is limited, you can do that on our website at hgsic.org or by calling the Society at 724-463-9600. And Todd, if people are unable to come to this event, we do have another event coming up
on
October 31st.
Okay.
We're going to be having trick-or-treating at the Clark House. So we do invite people to come out. We will have treats there, and the house will be open that evening as well.
Silas Clark and family going to actually be handing out the treats?
We will have, I don't know if it'll be Silas Clark, but we will be having costumed volunteers. I think we have maybe about 8 or more volunteers that'll be costumed and dressed in some Halloween costumes, handing out candy. Mm-hmm. That there will also be another family-friendly event. So if you can't make it to the Lantern Tour, we do welcome you to come out and visit us for trick-or-treating.
There you go. You can come for both of them if you want.
Or both, absolutely. We enjoy people coming out to see all of our events.
Well, we're in the month of October, and so there are only a couple of months left in this year, and I'm sure that as you look at events toward the final 2 months of the season, that there's plenty of planning going on for the future, too.
Oh, absolutely. We have more events coming up in November and December to close out the year, and we are in full force of planning a lot of events for next year as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, terrific. For folks that want to come for the event coming up on October, the 21st?
21st of October.
RSVPs
at our website, hgsic.org, or they can call the Society. Our number there is 724-463-9600. Or, Todd, if they want to stop in and visit us beforehand and RSVP, they can do that. Our address is 621 Wayne Avenue, and our hours are Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4, and Saturday, 10 to 3.
There you go. Get a little flavor of it beforehand.
Absolutely.
All right. Alan Fiechuk and Hunter Overdorff, thanks so much.
Thank you for having us, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.